Well, once again, James Lee McFarland here, also known as Gentleman Jim. I'm going to give you a little pointer, quick tip on the difference between patterns and using patterns. This is a white linen suit that I'm getting ready to make up for a client. Now, the difference is always look at the pattern. You'll always see a drawing, and then they'll have it on an actual model. Now, anytime you see the drawing, you're going to see how clean and crisp everything looks on the drawing. But on the model, it's always different. These are some of the areas you should look for. Look at the picture, because the picture is going to give you a more accurate of what the physical pattern is going to come out to be. Now, for argument's sake, this is called what we used to call a stovepipe leg. But notice there's a slight flare to it, even though the picture shows it as a straight leg. You see the difference on the model and the picture? Also, look at this area here. You see how clean this is? In order to get that clean on your client, notice the little indentation there. That's just telling me that the shoulder, this area here, is too full. So if you want it to look like the picture, what you'll have to do is you'll have to take some of this shoulder cap off here and some of this fullness in the shoulder. On a woman, this is a narrow area on the body. But when they draw it as a picture, they show just how clean this area is. Now, that's the way a person really wants to wear it. But if you look at the model and the actual garment made up on them, this little area in here, all this disruption only tells you that the shoulder area here is too wide, which is a common thing in most women's clothing. They buy it for this fit, this fit, and this fit. The shoulder and the shoulder area, this area here, is always too wide on 99.9% of all patterns. When you start making up garments, you should always make sure that you narrow this area in so that it fits better. See this little disruption up here? That means it's too big. That means it's too big. But on the picture, it's nice and clean and crisp. The drawing, they can do that. But when it's physically on a body, all this area is just too big. So when I cut this out, I'm going to eliminate part of the shoulder cap. That little dimple in here just about tells you how much it should be. Looking at the picture, it looks like it's about a good inch, inch and a quarter, physically off of where her shoulder sits. Most women, I don't care what size, from 8 to 18 to 28, they very rarely have a wide shoulder. Now, they might be busty, hippie, have a stomach on them. The shoulder is always narrow. But all the patterns seem to make the shoulder with a wider shoulder. The picture, they can make it look so good, but on the body, it fits like this. That's just another tip from Gentleman Jim on how you adjust your patterns. Thank you very much. Stay tuned.